You're watching Heart to Heart with your host, TOVA the Norse Witch.
Hi everyone, we have a really special one this week. I'm really excited because we've got a lovely lady coming on called Cara, and her channel is Pagan Crafting. Please go and give her some love, but we're going to be talking to her tonight, having a giggle, talking about what we get up to around Yule or winter solstice or Christmas for those that like to celebrate it. So with no endeavours, we are waiting on this lovely person to come on, and I'm so excited to be talking to her. So let's invite her in. Welcome.
Hello,
Lovely to see you, Cara.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Oh, it's great.
Oh, happy Yule to the both of you.
Yeah. This is going to be, guys, for all of you who are watching, this is off the cuff. We're not doing anything that's been written down. This is just us talking. And if there's any question, I have got some questions, Cara, that people have put down. So that's cool. So we've got a couple of them. But I thought what we would start off with is, what is it like for you? Well, first of all, explain what your channel's about and who you are.
Sure. My channel is Pagan Crafting. It originally started for every December, I would throw on a Yule crafting party, and we called it Pagan Crafting. So we started off with, like, every year getting together, making crafts. I'd have a theme each year. A couple years ago was like a Viking theme.
Oh, wow.
Last year we did divination and spell jars. And then I was like, I want to do this more. And it would be so much prep and so much time and festivities. I wound up making a channel. I also started another art channel called Craft Time with Cara, but it was just painting.
Okay.
I wanted to do more, and I think I just needed to just release and come out into the universe as that I'm pagan.
Yeah.
All my friends know it anyway. I'm open about it. So I went on the YouTube world with it, had some fun with it, and I do lots of crafting. I mean, mainly nature crafting. I try to forage for all my own things. My things for crafting, I try to get what I can from the forest. When I'm out and about, I try to recycle and reuse and upcycle a lot.
Right.
And a little bit about me, I am a nature witch. I guess is using the term witch because there's so many different.
Yeah.
I guess as you get older, you don't really care about the.
No.
No, but there's so many people want to know. I guess I'm more of a green witch. I'm pagan. Mm-hmm. I studied Wiccan at first, but then I wasn't drawn to it. It didn't resonate with me. And I just paganism, I just pulled away to that. It just didn't make sense to me at the time. And I still follow a lot of the paths. I just had nowhere to get initiated. I had no coven. So I'm a soul practitioner.
Yeah.
And I'm an art witch. So I like to follow the Celt and Norse ways. And I explore. Right now I'm going through a path of shamanism and exploring and learning. Not sure if I'll become one or not, but I'm definitely enjoying the path of learning all about it.
Oh, that's lovely. It sounds like you cannot get bored because you've got so much going on.
I have lots. Yeah.
Yeah, some people, they take up one path and then it gets boring because there's nothing being brought in to sort of boost it up. And after a while, they think, is that it?
Well, I'm very eclectic. Yeah. I'm not chaos, but I'm eclectic for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I think people do it in different ways. So like some people bring it all in their path, and others do a separate path and just keep changing.
I think I like to engulf. I'm an Aries, so I like to engulf and learn about everything, and then I move on. But with this one, when I move on, I'll still take what I like out of it, and I'll bring it in, and I'll keep following that along throughout the path.
No, that's right. Yeah. I mean, with me, I'm Taurus, so I'm like a bull in a china shop. So,
we're both spring signs.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, I mean, you can gain so much from art as well, can't you? And put that into what you're doing. I mean, when you look at the world, it is like a painting. It's beautiful.
You get inspired from everything and anything. Like, how do you charge for a painting when you're on a walk and the sunset colors inspire you for something behind some trees later on, 20 years later?
Yeah.
So everything has an inspiration.
Do you get vivid dreams?
Oh, I have lucid dreams. I'm a realm walker, so I don't dream. I don't dream dreams. I'm actually in another reality. I'm in another world, and it's an apocalyptic world, actually.
Right. Yeah.
It's the same timeline. It's just a different realm, and I've been in that realm since I was a child.
Right.
So sometimes I avoid going to sleep in this world because I don't want to go to that one. Sometimes I'm just tired. Does that make sense? I'm tired of being tired. I just don't want to go.
I know. I mean, with the walking the paths and walking into different spheres and places in your sleep is tiring sometimes, because when you come back, I don't know if this has happened to you, but I remember once going on this journey, and when I come back, I had blisters on my hands. And
wow.
The woman that I'd met had been tending a garden, and we were like picking flowers to put in vases to welcome those that were coming over. And I was doing that, and then when I woke up in the morning, I had blisters as if I'd been holding secateurs and I'd been cutting plants. It can manifest, and that was something I learned a long time ago. And at first it freaked me out a bit, because I was thinking, wow, what if I jumped off something then? Will I come back injured? But you know, and then sometimes I journey to the Red Indians, and I've sat in camps with them, and they've been like, they don't talk physically, but mentally. Yeah. And there's always one who's really stern, and he sits there with his pipe and he looks at me across the fire, and and it's when I come back, I'm like, wow, I just know I was there, and it was probably a previous life as well. And when I looked into my DNA, there was actually some of the Indian in my DNA. So not a lot, but a little bit.
Yeah.
So have you ever had yours done, the DNA?
Yes, my mom did for Christmas one year for my daughter and I and her. We did my 123me for my mom and myself, and then we did the ancestry.com for my daughter. And my daughter's got more Irish in her than people from Ireland.
Oh, right.
It was funny. And then she's even got some Norse in her. I don't. So that's from her paternal side.
Right.
And I am mainly, I got Celt all the way through. I got Celt all the way from all over Europe, United Kingdom, but my daughter's got Celt all the way. She starts all the way from Spain, and that's where the Celts first started, was in Spain, northern Spain.
Okay.
So it's really cool. I love it because you can find out the history of your health, everything.
You've got the comments.
Oh, we got a cool comment from Mrs. D.
Yeah. There's
because I need to go on to the comments now. And let's have a look.
What does Miss D say?
Go up. Wait, go up. There's a few up too.
Go up.
Yeah, a bit more.
All right, there's a few in there.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry guys, we haven't been ignoring you.
Okay, wait.
Hey, hi, Mrs. D with Sarah, and
she put 3 alarms just so she wouldn't miss it.
Okay. Oh, bless you. Ian, lovely to see you here. Oh, we've got
Lavender Hazel.
Yeah, we've got Aurora and Coralie. Welcome all of you. So nice of you to come.
I have woke up with marks on me that I don't.
Where's that?
I have woke up with
that's it. So let's have a look. Can you read that?
I have woke up with marks on me that don't make sense, and I have a dream I've had all my life that feels like I'm in between dimensions.
Well, if that's what you are actually feeling, then I would say go with that gut instinct and look into it, because there may be things that can help you. If you do some research on it, you might well have done anyway, but try looking into it and see if you can help yourself by learning from what you found out, and it might help you in the long run.
I use that too. You can even use it as a reflection too. So shadow work, even because I go into my dreams. What do I need to learn? What do I need to see? And I have to interpret it through what I get through my other dreams because I live a mundane life. But when you show up with marks, definitely like where the marks are, how the marks are shaped. Are they 3 lines? Are they more lines?
Yeah. Definitely means the different marks and how many there are definitely have a meaning.
Mrs. D said, "Love you guys."
Oh, love you too.
Love you too. Yeah. It's a childhood nightmare that now makes sense more. I don't normally remember my dreams.
Wow. What, you don't? Oh, Sarah. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
So getting back to where we are at the time of the wheel of the year. When you were, how has it differed from when you were young? When you were younger, rather, not young, you're not old, but when you were younger, have obviously with your practice things will have changed, but has it changed a lot, or?
It hasn't changed a lot. I think this year we're adding a couple new little traditions. This year is we're usually we pick a theme for our tree, but now we're picking a theme for a year. So this theme we're doing is spirals.
Right.
So we're bringing the rebirth spiral coming in, and we're going to do solstice spirals. We're going to make a solstice spirals with some friends and the kids outside with a log and some candles outside. We're going to go to the ravine and we're going to bring down find some branches on the ground and make some there. So hopefully we don't freak out the locals, but that's okay. We'll do it during the day. We'll just like, YouTube video.
That's cool. I
remember
remember
we're going to make some crystal grids and stuff and just bring that into our new tradition.
Funnily enough, we have a question on that. Can you go into my community on my channel? We have a couple of questions that might interest you, because talking about crystals, well, no, one of them had something about crystals. Let's have a look. And you in it yet? Community. Right. Okay. What's the first one? Shall I take it?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So we had a couple of. So we had one from Sarah. She said, "I would like to know if you or Cara have done past life study on family and close friends to see where people are fitting in your lives currently, where you see specific bonds, flashbacks, physical pains or ailments from past life, trying to tell you something. Also, I'm very interested in how you both celebrate Yule traditionally in your own ways. I'm very excited to be seeing this live so that I can chat and have my alarm set." Yeah, that's lovely, Sarah. So yeah, that's quite a long one. So we take the first bit. Have you had any past life studies on you or family members?
Oh, yes. I'm actually a NLP, a neuro-linguistic programmer, and I'm past life regressioner. So I actually studied for it.
Right.
I had 4 of them done in maybe the year 1998, 1999, 4 past life regressions done. And I was going through a troubled relationship, just left a divorce, went through another one after that.
Oh, dear.
And the other one after that was I discovered many, many, many past lives with him. So this inspired the chain reaction to find out more and how I can find more about it. So I get impressions from even walking by people. I'm like, woo, we've been in past life together.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, I've also had some training in that myself, and used to do workshops for people, obviously not doing it fully on them because they needed more time, but obviously giving them a taster. And so many people that eventually came to me with the Reiki was having that as well. And
it's a good way to finish cleaning after.
Yeah.
I got taught to, not in my studies, but the lady who did my first past life regressions for me, she'd finish every session, no matter how many lives you'd explore, whether it be 1 or 10, she'd put you in a sacred circle.
Yeah.
And I would choose rocks on the beach because I was living by the ocean at the time. So I would put whoever my past life was with, I was dealing with, and myself, and we download as them, as their soul, and me as my soul in this timeline.
Mm-hmm.
Would download as their soul and their timeline, and got to talk and explain. And it actually, it was like, what's the word I'm looking for? What after a breakup you want to have, not reconciliation.
No.
What's the word I'm looking for? Anyway, you get together and you can just, I can't figure the word out here.
It will come.
Yes.
I'll text you at 2:00 in the morning. Closure, Mrs. D, closure. There we go, closure.
Yeah, classic,
Yes,
closure.
I love that.
Yeah, so there we go. So it's nice to get the
read that
closure.
one,
You can,
Yeah.
She's got one to read here.
Yeah, I love that rebirth. I would like some great ideas to incorporate
for new traditions
to my Yule. I've never really done a major ritual, sadly, just Halloween.
Well, you know, people often say that to me about I've not done a ritual, but you are when you are doing things naturally. People seem to think that you have to do something massive and learn words and have certain colours. And
throwing some intention in your coffee in the morning.
exactly. And so when you stir your coffee in the morning or your tea or you're eating something, I often do like a blessing on my toast, or it's so much you can do, which isn't like a big ritual. But you can work up to that and eventually do it. What are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing? Stop it.
So some of this,
Ian says, I would love
to know about my past lives. Yeah, it's very interesting, isn't it, Cara? I mean, you explained
very good for past lives. The lady who first did mine, she said, I will always remember this. And after this, I use mine every time I do regression for someone. I say, I'm going to ask you one word. If you can sum up in one word why you want to get this regression. If they say for entertainment, they're curious, I'm not doing it.
Yeah. My
word was rejuvenation. I was dealing with a lot of hard times at that time. And she's okay, I'll do it. And then so I find it's a really, really cool way for counseling, everything. I don't have a problem with an uncle anymore. I had a problem with an uncle when I was a little kid. I thought there was like 1,000 black snakes that crawled all over him. Every time I was around him, I just felt like the energy was so negative, and he wanted to be a dad in a past life that killed my baby brother accidentally. So
yeah.
And then ever since I found that out, I got to talk to him. We got closure. His soul apologized. We got to talk it out, and I can stand being around him now. There was no reason in this life I should feel uncomfortable. He's a great man. He's a good man. But I recognize it.
It's amazing what you can do with it. I know it can really help some people. I know when I used to get people that used to come that had in their past life a tragedy, or they died in a terrible manner, and so they brought those fears into this life. And so we did a lot of healing. And I know with my practice, I always take them up to the angelic after. So you bring them up, and then you wait for the guides or the helpers or the angelics to come, and then they take them up without you and cleanse them and give healing, and then bring them back down to you. And then when they come in, they're always shocked to feel so much better.
Right. That's what she did with the sacred circle. The same thing. And she'd bringing it all down. I like what Ian said here, interested in your past lives so you can know your roots, where you came from. Like, that's working with ancestors. What Ian was just, that's really cool too. A lot of times when I've done past lives for people, when they want to generalize, you can't pick where you want to go.
Yeah.
Here, I find how it works is that it shows you what you need to know at this point in time in your life.
Definitely.
So you'll get into past lives that you'll need to learn from, you'll need to understand, you'll need to heal from, and some of them aren't very cool. Some of them were really beautiful.
Yeah, I know. It's actually it's a real privilege sometimes to do that with somebody and see how it can enlighten them and bring them into a good state of which they wasn't before. And it can take many sessions, but
Yes.
yeah, it's really good.
Ian said, I'm interested in my past lives so I can know where my roots and where I came from, or to make sense in this lifetime.
Yeah. How would you reply to that, Cara?
Oh, I just did. I read his line and I applied to it.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, didn't realise. Yeah, so that it's amazing, really, the things that you can build up and learn. But I do find that some practices can stop you involving into it more, and others allow it. So it's like with the shamanic path, you're more open to so many other things. How do you feel?
I think so too. I think it's really cool. And I love how, like, I love sunsets. I know a lot of people do, but I used to sit on the beach on my butt with my knees up and just my arms around my knees and just watch the sunset every night when I lived on the coast. Found out in my past life.
Yeah.
I actually owed money. I had to go to another island. And I used to go down to the beach every single night, sit on my butt with my knees up, watch in the direction of the sunset, and that's where my wife and my two boys lived. And I'd go and every night I'd send blessings and prayers to them. And it was funny, and I do that in this life. And I'd sit on the beach not knowing that was something. It was just, sometimes you just realize there's just little things that you do in this life that was from another.
Yeah, that's true.
It's just beautiful moments. Yeah, enjoyment that's residual from another soul.
Draven Michael.
Hi, Draven.
Hello, TOVA.
Thanks for coming. Oh, yeah, that's great. I mean, one of my past lives was, I've always been a witch or someone like that in my past lives.
Ian says, I would like to find a good past life therapist near me.
Yeah. It's, you know, it's so strange how things have changed in the last few years here. A lot of the esoteric shops are not open anymore. There's not that many around. I know there's one near me, but it's become so expensive.
Was it the one we
people,
went to?
yeah, Wicker Moon. And they've sort of gone more Eastern rather than the stuff that was in there before. So a lot of it's gone online now. Which I think is rather sad in some ways.
Well, I'm in a really big city. And there's only maybe 3 metaphysical shops, and they're getting so pricey. Like, there's one, like I buy my crystals from. I go to this farmer's market to buy my crystals there. There's another one I go buy my herbs from somewhere else, but they're mainly so expensive.
They are. It's becoming very expensive. But back to this question, because it was in parts.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I forgot about that. So where you see specific bonds in other people that you might have been in a previous life with, but have recognized in this life, that doesn't always happen, but it can happen. But I don't know if that's maybe happened to you.
Oh gosh, yes. I've had hundreds of lives with my mom. I think this may be one of my first. I've only had a few with my daughter, or this is my first with her. I haven't totally checked it out yet.
Yeah.
But my ex, Sean, who I got my past life regression with years ago, we've had thousands.
Wow. Yeah.
Thousands. He was given to me a long time ago.
Yeah. I've definitely been with my husband before, but he wasn't my husband. I think he was my brother. And my granddaughter, I do feel we have definitely, me and Summer, have been in different lives together. And I do feel it was more of a mother-daughter bond back then. And then in another one, I felt like we were sisters. So, yeah. But as I was saying, a lot of mine are like to do with, one of mine was quite surprising, and it was in Egypt. And it was, you get the young girls taken in to be the maidens
Oracles.
for the goddess, and they
Oh,
like
okay.
go for 1 year and then they're sacrificed. But they have a
Yeah.
whole year of absolutely amazing life, and then they give their lives up willingly. And I didn't even know about any of that at the time. And when I was regressed, it seemed that I was one of these, and I saw the day that we was demised, and we were wearing like white chiffon, like silk
Oh,
outfits, and we were all standing in a line. I think we was about 14 years old, and they did three-way getting rid of. And I remember thinking, I think I was looking at the sky thinking I won't see that anymore, and that was the last thing. And it was weird. And then another one, I was in prison for witchcraft. Always got myself in trouble. And yeah, and I was like, like I went through the whole life. So it was like I was a child, and I saw my mother dragged off and hung in a
oh,
market, and the men was on horses, and they had it was in France, so they were all speaking French, and the ones that wore the red cross and white outfit,
oh,
yeah,
yeah.
and
Satyrs.
Knights Templar, is it, someone like
Yeah.
that? And they dragged her off and killed her, and they dragged me away. I was only little, and then the next thing, I was burying a baby in the woods, so I obviously had lost a child. And there was a
Oh,
man there, and I knew I didn't like him. And then I found myself in prison as an old lady with long white hair and no nails, where they'd probably taken them out, and there was rats running around, and it was weird. But in all of them, I never felt fear or anything. It was like,
yeah. When
oh
we're going through and viewing the life, yeah.
yeah,
And we have Egyptian ties together, you and I as well.
really, you too.
Yes. Yeah.
What was yours?
It was actually one of my first lives. I was I just had a medium read for me. I brought up that ex that I did the past life. We're soulmates, so he'll be brought up
Mm,
all the time. We just can't be together in this life.
yeah,
He likes to be addicted to drugs, and I do
right,
not tolerate drugs, so it's not
right,
happening in this life.
yeah, yeah,
Um, he was given to me by a high, not a priestess. Sorry, I was a priestess. She was probably royalty. I'm not sure if she was one of the queens or
yeah.
one of them, but she had a baby, and pretty much the first day she saw her baby, it was given to me. I wound up being her sister and being her caretaker
Caretaker.
for the baby. And the moment the baby was handed to me, he imprinted on me. I became his guardian. And
Right.
I said to this medium, and I'm like, I'm tired of him in this life. I'm done. Like, I'm so done. I want him gone. And she's like, this is not the first time you've said that.
Yeah.
It's just that because he hangs on, and he's like, it's poor Shawnee. You know, it's just like, but I still love him to death, but we can never be together. But it's because of that past life from a long time ago. And I don't think the baby was the king's. So the baby had to be whistled away, and she never saw her little prince ever again.
Oh.
So I wound up taking him to a different land and taking care of him. And then we've had thousands of lives together.
Yeah.
And every single one of them, he's taken away from me.
Oh, it's sad, isn't it?
I've had anything from, I've had a little baby, and I was too young, so the baby was taken from me. I've had a little brother who was taken.
Yeah.
Just anything from a mother is just weird, and it's always been Sean. So some bonds can be, but I had to learn from that one. So when I did my regression, that was my lesson.
Right.
About being on your own and not having to rely. And I was young, I was 21.
Mm.
So not having to rely on someone.
The getting on to this, how do you both celebrate Yule? I'm very interested and excited. So yeah, I mean, everyone probably does it in a different way, don't they?
Yeah.
What are your ways of, like?
Well, my traditions, like I'm getting into spirals this year.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do the solstice spiral, the spiral grid with crystals, and I'm also, my daughter and I today, I actually started making it last night, but then she got upset. So she's going to make it with me today. We're going to do, it's just when you make your own dough, just a flour, water, and salt, and make a spiral. And then we're putting in the 12 candles for the 12 days of Yule. And we make a Yule log every year. This year we don't have a log. I couldn't find one. So I have little branches I've cut up, and we're make miniature Yule logs.
Yeah.
And I make a new witch's ball for my house every year for protection. And then I started last year making witch ball spell balls, and I give those to my friends.
Right.
We make candles every year. We make candles for each Sabbath. So we're going to make our Sabbath candle.
Mm-hmm.
And what else do we do? Lots and lots of, I got right behind me, I got Santa's workshop set up here. I'm getting all the crafts and everything out. And then I got to get, I have less than maybe 10 days for pagan crafting I'm used to calling it pagan crafting for my Yule craft party. So I have to get that. So I have lots of food and crafts, and people come over. Just casual. The kids all hang out, and us adults craft. And
oh, that's nice. Oh, that's really nice.
Kind of more my traditions than rituals, if you will. And I have simmer pots going, but
in a way, they are rituals, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
You're doing it your way.
Yeah. And then we put all our little we put bay leaves and put our wishes and things for the year on the Yule log, and then we burn that at the summer solstice.
Yeah.
Mrs. D said, "Girl, Santa's workshop has puked all over my house."
Well, actually, I'm kind of hiding this corner over here. This corner is I have a table against my bookshelf, and it's stacked.
Right.
It's all over.
I'm telling you, it's my house is like, in my bedroom, it's like everything goes on there, like all my altars, everything. But there's so much I've gathered over the years, and it's like, where is everything?
Do you have your altar in your bedroom too?
Yeah.
Do you have your altar in your bedroom? Yeah.
Because Peter, he's not into anything like this, so he stays away from it.
Just keeps it private from the house then?
So I mean, he doesn't stop me, and he doesn't mind, but he's just not that way inclined. So over the years that has been quite difficult. Okay. But we're on a good standing now on it.
Yeah. I got a question for Cara.
Oh yeah.
I'm interested in how
Who's it from?
Leah.
I'm
interested in how you use crystals in your practice. What types of crystals exactly? Thank you, Tova and Cara.
That's a loaded question.
Yeah.
Because I'm a crystal healer and therapist. I went to school for it. So I have over 400 crystals.
Wow.
I have a lot of crystals. And so it depends on the person's, what I'm working with, what we're working on, what the session entails, what they need. Sometimes I will I'll start thinking about them before they come to a session, and I'll start picking out crystals. I even do that even in tarot readings. Before I read for someone, I start gathering crystals, and then during the reading, then I'll pick them up and I'll read the crystals too, what they mean.
Yeah, that's a good thing to do, that one.
Yeah, because usually what they need at that time is drawn. Even my Etsy store, I always give a gift. I give 2 to 3 crystals. Yeah. And I go through my little rocks. I have a little bowl for my Etsy store, and I usually pull what they need. But I don't put the meaning in. And I said, "Do you know all your crystals?" "No, I still got to look some up." That's a lot. But a lot of times when we're at the store, I'll pick one out, and I'll go home and I'll look it up, and it's what I need that day, and when I need that, what's going on.
That's right. That's how I do myself. I basically go by how I'm feeling with them. So I don't go by what they are. I go by how it feels, what it's, meant to be. And I'll just pick the ones that I need for that time. And they normally work out that's what it is. So Yeah.
And it's what they usually need. Yeah, I still go to my go-to. Like I have my little bag of chakra stones, and
Yeah.
I'll lay them all down the
Oh
person,
yeah.
or lay them beside, and but then I'll have the ones that'll fit accordingly that they'll need for that session. And you could
Right.
do it remotely too.
Of course you can. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like to put crystals around the house on the windows as protection as well.
I
And
got my Zebra stones.
I visualize like laser beams coming out of them.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah. So like if because I've got 2 windows on the side of the house, and so and people can access the back around there. So I always put blue stones around there, because they then tell me something's going on.
Oh,
But
I like it.
yeah, I like to think when I put the crystal, it's like I'm pushing a button and the laser comes out and goes all around the window and stays that colour.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I
And
got
it
my zebra
vibrates.
stones in each corner of the house for my
Yeah.
protections. Yeah.
So I suppose it's how, if you go with your gut instincts when you're doing things, because I found that with tarot and stuff like that, when I tried to learn it the traditional way, it just didn't work for me. But when I did it the way I felt I was being shown to do it, then it worked for me. It's been like that with everything. I rather like to do things intuitively rather than rigid.
And every time you go, and even if you second guess yourself and you go to look it up, and it's always dead on.
Exactly. And different people, different way of doing things. But for me, that's why, even though I did the coven for all those years, I was glad to be able to be free of it in some ways, because it was rigid. And that's not really me. I'm not a rigid
No, it's not. No.
Misty said, I buy them according to energy and forget what the meaning.
Yeah.
And then Ian said, I love black
obsidian. Yeah. That is nice. I do like obsidian. But my favourite one, I do like amethyst.
I love amethyst too.
And I like what's it? Azuli. I can never say that word.
Lapis lazuli.
Lapis lazuli. Yeah.
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 Love. And that's the Egyptian in you.
Yeah. But that one's brilliant. It's ice cold when I touch it, and if you put it on your third eye, it's amazing. Yeah.
It feels so good.
Oh yeah. And like you,
imagine when the Egyptians used to wear that as eyeshadow near their third eye.
They did, yes. I reckon we should make eyeshadows out of it and give it out. They'll all be going, what's that? I can see stuff.
We should draw an eye with lapis lazuli.
Yeah.
I want to try some now. I like making my own pigments.
Digging in a puppy's grave right now.
Okay.
Sadness.
Oh.
So glad you're here right now. My name is Ron. My name is Ron. She was in pain and now she's not. Recommend a burial rune.
Oh.
Maybe a bind rune or a rune or a sigil that would represent the dog.
Oh my goodness.
Aww.
She was in pain, but now she's not. That is very, very sad. But we're all on paths, and including the animal kingdom. It is very, very sad. I don't know if Aurora's still in it, but she would have a brilliant way of doing that, wouldn't she? She's so good with the animals. If you're in here, Aurora, have you got any ideas? But I would say
create a sigil that would be specific for that dog.
I would also call upon Freya, because she will take the little puppy and look after her. She loves the animals. And, many a time when I've travelled to the Rainbow Bridge and seen all the animals, and she often walks through and is seen with lots of animals, she picks them up and hugs them and puts them back.
She's still here.
Yeah.
Aurora, she's still
and
here.
So when someone, like when a pet or an animal has been sent to me to pass them over or help them, I often do, I call Freya in and I put feathers in and I put them in a dish with crystals and just lay them there on the altar with all the essence of what we were doing, and maybe a photo if you've got one, just giving honor really and letting Freya look after the little one, because runes are a protection, and really this little one's now gone over and she's with the gods and the goddesses, she's with all the other animals and out of pain. And so I often give thanks that they have, you know, taken them into their arms. It's such a sad time though, and not easy. But yeah, runes have all got different meanings, but I do feel that if you did one that would just finish it, it would be very harsh. Don't know how anybody else in here. Oh, hi, you're still in here. What would you do, Aurora? Have you got any ideas what could do for this poor little one? I was telling her who will be at the Rainbow Bridge to meet her. That is lovely. But I can assure you that the goddesses and the gods, the ones that love animals from any pantheon, not just the Nordics, they do go there and they do visit. And also the angelics will go there. They get a lot of energy from the love of the animals, and the animals are they're just waiting. I mean, those that have passed over, that want to stay and wait for their owners to come, they will, and they will be there when you come. I know all my cats that passed are with Freya, definitely.
After my cat passed, I saw her in Freya's arms in the cloud shapes. I see that.
Oh, that's lovely.
Oh, that's lovely.
The animals
I'll tell you what I will do. I will do something for this little one. What was the name of this little one? If you're still here.
I see.
If you can give me her name or his name, I can do something with Freya.
Oh, I know.
Find out maybe everything's okay. And yeah. Yoshiko, what a lovely name. I still talk to my father. Yeah, you must. So if I put you up there, share you on there, people can, if they want to do something, you know, the name's there. It is a pretty name.
Definitely.
But yeah, I mean, we've all had those that pass in the animals, and you know, when I worked for the council in Bromley in England, we used to get a lot of animals brought in that had been knocked down, or you know, and they didn't know whose owners, and so we used to have to put them in the freezer and then try to work out what sex they were, and so when I was doing that, because I work with death, I would hold the little ones, and I would you know, just give energy to the spirit that was there, and just give them that love that was missing at the end. And
yes,
that I feel really helps, because even though the spirit is, sometimes they're still clung there they're not sure what's happened, so it's nice if someone can just release them and give them that love. And so yeah, I used to spend a lot of time in that poor place. It was and that what they did was, then once they got to know who it was, they could then let the people know that who they belonged to. But yeah, very sad, very sad. But of course, we all have new lives and more lives to go on to. So it's looking at it.
That's really cool of you.
I mean, because I work with death, I'm not scared of death. Like in people, I can touch the dead. I can be around dead. I've seen a lot of dead bodies. I've been around a lot of people that have died because we get called in. And yeah, I don't think you harden, but I think you learn to walk with it. But as I said before in many of my videos, you need to get a balance, because you can't be in that all the time.
Yeah.
it's not good. It's not good for you. But what's going on? She's playing with my button. What are you doing?
Literally nothing.
Literally nothing. So what was the rest of that question? Was there any more on that? So what sort of food do you have then, being you were saying about tradition?
For our Christmas dinner, we still have the turkey stuffing, lots of gravy. We'll have 2-3 kinds of pierogies. We'll have meatballs. We have nalishnika, holopchi, petahe. Then we'll have ham as well, and then there'll be all kinds of salads and sweets, and it's a traditional dinner with a few more Ukrainian dishes kind of thrown in. Yeah,
it's interesting.
And all kinds of vegetables and potatoes and all kinds of stuff. Everybody brings something. We kind of do a potluck at our time.
Okay.
Yeah, because there's anywhere between 25 to 45 could show up. We got a big love. Yeah, I love pierogies. I could eat just pierogies all day.
Oh, bless.
I get you.
Where's that one gone? Can't see it now. I've got her name up still. Where's it? Oh,
hi.
It's up here. Oh, there. That's all right. Leaving the name up there. Yeah, I mean, we have normally have 3 types of meat, but turkey, or sometimes people have what do they have? Partridge and things like that, which is weird to me.
We just do ham and turkey usually.
Yeah, we normally have beef, pork, and turkey, and lots of roast potatoes. We do like our spuds. And I often do Yorkshire puddings as well.
Oh, I haven't had that for so long.
Stuffing and sausages in blankets, and what else do we have on there? It's normally like that. I'm not going to eat all that.
I know, you only take 2 of each, and then it's still like this.
Yeah, Brussels sprouts. Everyone's like, Brussels sprouts. I love Brussels sprouts.
I hate Brussels.
Lots of butter.
Aurora, that's good advice.
What one was that? Oh, and light a candle, and I'm going to put you up there so people can.
There is more.
There's more. Okay, let's have a look.
Right,
I'm going to show this so people can get an idea. So if you want, you can put her on dry ice, ice sheets. Yeah, can you read that then, darling?
If you want, you can put her on dry ice or Techni ice sheets. If you aren't ready to say goodbye yet, I usually go pick flowers and cover them with them. Imagine a circle around her body, and you've got
that one.
And light a candle and tell her to move towards the light. Those are some things that I do. I'm sorry for Yoshiko. She is clearly loved. Ask her to visit you if you're comfortable with it.
What I am picking up, and I don't know if this is her, but because I do mediumship with animals, I see a small animal, a little fluffy ball of light, and she has a ball, and it is coloured red, and I feel she's doing like that with it, and she doesn't seem to be in distress. It's almost like, oh look, there's my ball, or is it something that she'd been given or was just getting used to playing with? I don't know. Maybe you can clarify that. Sometimes I get things from animal spirits as they pass into the rainbow bridge, and I just go with what I'm given, guys. So if it is, then it's just showing you that she is still there. She's still, her spirit's there, and everything is fine. So I hope that might clarify something.
Farah and Heather's. Hey, sorry a bit late.
Oh, hello.
Hey,
welcome. But yeah, I love doing readings of those animals that have passed on because they're so clear in what they give you. It's so, it's there. And
Lavender.
Yeah. I also tie
a last message of love to
Oh, that's nice. That's lovely.
And then she said, I love you I love that you do, TOVA. Oh, I love you do that, TOVA.
Yeah, I just love the animals so much that and funnily enough, the lady that I work with, she is such an animal lover, and we're always finding poor injured animals on the road and stopping and going and trying to help them, and just can't believe just how many people knock them all down and just leave them there.
And they don't even stop.
No, I just don't understand how people can be like that, but there you go. I mean, we're all different, I suppose. And
Fur and Feathers. Hello, I hope everything's
hello there, Fur and
well.
Feathers.
Well, he said.
Yeah, lovely to see you here. Thank you for joining us. We're just chatting and having a nice time.
I can't either.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Funny enough, she's also quite funny because if somebody's doing something when they're walking their dog and they're doing something, she'll shout out the window. And we're in a school bus, so she's opened the window and she's shouting out, "Oi, what are you doing? Don't do that!"
Oh,
bless.
Oh my god.
And I once, I had a dog. It was like, I don't know what sort. It was like a French bulldog, and it come out into the road, and he was sitting in the middle of the road, just staring. We were coming up the road, and we had to stop, and I had to try and move him out the road and find out where he'd come from. So I've got a bus full of kids, and I've got this dog that with a collar that I'm trying to find out where he lives. So we're going every house down the road. And then this lady's walked down. She goes, "Oh, it's Porky." She said, "Give him to me."
Oh my goodness.
I'm just glad we found where he lived, but all the kids are on the bus going, "I want to go home."
I know. Helping out a dog.
Yeah.
Misty said, "You look beautiful, Cara. I love the festive garb."
Yeah, it's lovely.
I got a new hat for the show.
Always make an effort. It's lovely. But yeah, so
thank you.
So your preparations then would be like for everyone else, like getting everything ready, buying everything.
Yeah, I do smaller stuff. I decorate around the house. I mainly craft. So then everything is usually, I can't afford a lot of gifts this time of the year. So my pagan crafting is to be able to do the Yule party for people and do the crafting is my way of giving them a gift.
I think that's lovely.
So they get to make their gift with me, and then they get to go home and then they can give it away or keep it.
Misty said, "Everyone is looking lovely today."
Oh, thank you. But yeah, I mean, with us, it's so different. So like, I've got two things going on. So I do winter solstice and obviously the Nordic way. And that is basically sitting in the peace and the quiet and thinking about the sun, thinking about what's going to be happening and what we've had to let go of, and putting messages on the tree. Then making that extra meal for whatever god or goddess you're inviting. And also recognizing the elves are still around. So doing things for them as well, like putting food out and like into your gardens and things like that. But then on the other side, I'm doing all the stuff for Christmas for my husband and that. So I've got all that going on as well. So it's like, so it's the 21st and the 25th.
Right after each other. I know. We set an extra table too, a seat at the table for the ones that, not for the god and goddess, but we set it for the ones that couldn't be here.
Yeah.
So the ones that have passed.
Yeah.
We'll set. Yeah. And then we'll have our wishing cone. So then we'll have the same thing what you do with your tree. I use a wishing cone and I put everything I would, manifest for the new year. And then I have the one top draped out in wax. And then I do a vision board each year. But before I do my vision board, I do a lot of shadow work first.
Ian said Yule is about rebirth and reincarnation.
Yeah. It's like a circle of life. It never finishes. It's always going. It's never broken. And we have to recognize that, and we can see that in the trees and the plants, and they go, they die, and they come back. And, we can learn a lot really from that. people panic and they think it's the end when they're getting old. And to be honest, I like the fact that I'm getting old because I'm getting near the time for renewal. So instead of looking at it like you're going to die, but you're going to be renewed. So it's a good thing. When you come and you're born, you're renewed, and it's like a journey. So yeah, it's just a manner, really.
Says it seems that the gnomes have been very active this season.
Yeah, have you? In what way have you had a lot of? I mean, we used to get a lot of problems with a gnome in our back garden. He was the one that used to leave footprints in the snow, and he also used to bite my daughter. Yeah, she used to be terrified to go out in the back garden. If I wasn't out there, she'd come in because she'd get little bite marks on her leg.
Oh my goodness!
I know. Never did it to me, but it was always her. And then it used to knock at the door, and even my husband heard that. Peter, he said one night, "Who's that knocking at the door?" And he opened the door. There's nothing there, but there was little footprints in the snow. Yeah. But we couldn't open our back windows either, and in the summer that wasn't good. So like the back bedroom and the toilet and bathroom, and because if you opened them, they could come in. So I had to really work hard to get on the right side of this particular gnome.
Now what kind of things did you have to do?
Basically making promises and giving offerings to the wild, the wildlife, but keeping up what you say you're going to do, and also recognizing that they're there. So giving honor when you're doing rituals, because they know what you're doing.
Oh no!
And not letting anybody that comes into your house undo it by doing something stupid. Like you could be like invite a guest and they could say, "Oh, don't be ridiculous, no such thing." And
they felt disrespected.
Yeah.
Conmate said they're keeping the trolls away, and then Misty said, "Oh, I can agree here. I don't like elf in the shells; they're creepy." But anyway, she said, "Well, mine are artificial. I haven't had any of those experiences yet. Just the elf on the shelf incident.
It's my little elves.
I don't like elf on the shelf. They just creep me out.
I got my little elves here that I made for our last thing.
Yours isn't that
bad. I keep them there till the beginning of January, really.
She also said, "Your poor kid too, but I can imagine that would be scary."
Yeah, she was pretty frightened of it.
Poor girl.
I know. She was only about maybe 11 years old at the time. And but then we found out that my neighbour, who wasn't into anything like this, she said to me, "I don't like sitting in my back garden." And I said to her, "Why?" And she said, "Well, every time I go out there, I seem to get marks on my leg." It's biting you again. I didn't tell her that though, because I didn't want her frightened.
Yeah. Oh my God, a little bugger. The worst I ever had was just a grumpy old fairy in my yard on the island.
Yeah.
I had to do a lot of appeasement, but the property had been so overgrown and so neglected, he was grumpy.
Yeah. They do get upset.
Yeah, he was, and I guess this place used to have a bit of it was on a half acre, my property, and I guess it used to be a riverbed that used to run through a small creek. So the owner had grabbed a bunch of the rocks and made walls, and he used chicken wire, and then formed the ivy and made all kinds of creatures out of ivy and animals. And so he used to trim it all the time, and there's apple trees and cherry trees and peach trees, and it was all trimmed so beautifully. Back in the day, I was told by some neighbors, this elderly gentleman, it was like the Botanic Gardens.
Oh, it's really sad.
Yes, Steve said, "Yous are adorable, TOVA."
Thank you.
And then Misty said, "My dad has a bunch of gnomes in his garden up the back."
Oh, you know what they're like. But funny enough, as I do believe a few of them have left home because we've not had the trouble, and they've not attacked you.
No.
But
Good.
sometimes I know that one of my dogs used to yelp when he was out there and come in, and because you can't see on their fur. So yeah, I know. I found a couple of like little, like somebody had punctured in with something, and I think
probably a little spear.
yeah,
Little buggers.
they do get upset very quickly though, and I mean it might be something that he'd actually done that I didn't know of. So
Temperamental little guys.
yes, and then because my daughter was, she had the ability to see things literally, and so she looked out a window one day and she saw him, and he was about 4 foot tall. He was a huge one.
Ooh.
Yeah, and she saw him, and he was sitting on the roof of the shed, staring up at her window.
I thought that was a cow.
No, not that one. That was her imagination.
Oh.
She had a fear of clowns as well, and she saw one of them sitting on the roof. But she saw it, so could have been a spirit that was a clown. Who knows? I don't know.
Ian said, "Oh yeah." Misty said, "I'll watch out," and then Ian said, "Sure, they're elves. They're elves and not goblins." Misty said, "Holy."
Well, there's definitely fairies over the park where you are, Ian, because we had a thing happen under one of the big trees, and yeah, we saw stuff, didn't we?
We did.
Yeah,
we did. We saw a few.
And
saw a few things.
Yeah. So, and they were quite small, weren't they?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, they do exist. People don't realise that they actually do exist.
Yeah, they sure do.
And there's so many. I mean, like dragons. I mean, I don't know if you've ever had, the really powerful species. They all come in different colours. I don't know if you've had any dealings with them.
No, I have not.
When I was first learning how to get really into deep trance-like meditation, I used to sit in a room and just it was dark, and I'd have one candle, and I was doing one day, and all of a sudden in my peripheral vision, I see a huge head of a dragon come round and look straight at me.
Oof.
And I sort of went like that and opened my eyes, and I could see a shadow in the room, and it was like I stopped and I thought, oh, I don't know about that. And yeah, it frightened me. But after getting it happen a few times, I realised that they were in the ethos, and they were going around, and they just happened to see that little light, and they come down to see what it is, and they were coming down.
Yeah, I'm just curious.
I was curious, so I used to get a red one, which was completely red and had beautiful yellow eyes, and there was this dark bluish colour one, and there was a black one, very black. Everything was black, the eyes and everything. And they were amazing. They were huge. They were intelligent. They spoke in your mind, but they were very sort of to the point. Who are you, or what are you doing? So, but that only happened in the early days. I didn't carry on that, but I know people that do. So there are so many types of creatures out there that
definitely.
You get the main frame in all the books. You don't get all the. You do get some, but not a lot. Yeah, people laugh, don't they? Dragons? No. Well, yeah.
Misty said, "Oh yeah, my kids don't do clowns neither."
No, I mean my daughter is terrified, but it's not surprising after what happens to her. Mr. Blobby is like this pink thing that is like blown up. It's a man dressed up with this. It's like bright pink with yellow splodges all over it.
He's quite terrifying.
And he goes on going, blobby, 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 blobby. Right.
This is a kid show.
Well, she went to a party when she was little. She was about maybe 3 or 4. And they were all in this hallway where they was having food on the table. And they employed this Mr. Blobby to come to the party. And he turned up without them saying, look, Mr. Blobby's here. He just came in going, blobby, 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 and started chasing the children, and they're all screaming and crying and weeing themselves and hiding under the tables. And of course, to this day, you can't say to her, Mr. Blobby. She literally goes, oh.
Oh my God, it's a bad reaction.
Yeah.
Oh no.
And he thought they were laughing, and he's chasing them even more. He's going, blubby, blubby, blubby.
Oh, they're still running for their lives.
Bless them, they're all under the table crying.
Oh, poor little souls.
I know, so sometimes children, because children see things at a certain age anyway, so,
Yeah,
you know,
probably was something not right with that guy.
Yeah.
I used to be terrified of Spencer just in a Batman costume.
Oh,
I used to be terrified of anyone in a costume. I don't know why.
oh no, you was a funny little
I was
thing,
scared
wasn't
of.
you?
Oh, there was this time.
Got any more comments?
Yeah.
Hello, Robert. Lovely to see you.
There was this
Oh.
time that.
It's lovely to see all these people in here today.
Yeah.
Really appreciate your support. It's lovely, isn't it, Cara?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There was this time.
They've been good.
And it was.
So is there any question? Sorry, I'm not cutting you off,
No,
but we
it's
want to
okay.
keep on track. Is there anybody got any questions they'd like to ask either myself or Cara or even Summer? You might have something for her.
I don't really know.
If you have, we can answer them for you. Did
Just
any
gotta
of you
keep position.
hear my lovely little bit of music at the beginning? Because that was my words. I wrote those words.
I saw
That's
it.
awesome.
Because I like some of the music for the carols, but obviously not the words.
Yeah.
And
Summer, what is your favourite part of Yule?
what's that?
What's your favourite part of Yule?
Yeah, Yule is, it's on the 21st of December. It's about the sun coming back. But the church took that festival and turned it into Christmas.
Yeah, I remember you saying something like that.
That?
No, that's mine. Don't worry.
It's yours. And so we have the 25th, which is the Christian celebration, and the 21st is winter solstice.
Yeah,
and it's when the sun starts coming back. Because at the moment it goes smaller and smaller. Now it's going to start coming back.
So the days are starting to get longer.
Yeah. You have little things that Mum does for you. She buys you little gifts and things, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get your gifts. It's kind of really it, really.
I like her. She does this thing on Christmas Eve as well, doesn't she?
Oh, Christmas Eve box.
Christmas Eve box, yeah.
Yeah, always.
Now, my sister, she used to do one on Boxing Day. Do you have Boxing Day in?
Yeah, we do Boxing Day, and that's on the 26th.
Yeah,
just for
we
one
get
day.
presents.
Yeah,
but it was supposed to be where you pack up everything. You pack up back, but not too many. It's just now it's a time to have another sale.
That's right. We have all our we have lots of shops doing sales on Boxing Day.
Oh. What's Boxing Day?
It's the day after Christmas Day, and as Carl was just saying, it's supposed to be about boxing everything up.
It's really not.
Cleaning up, really,
it's really not.
It's really not, though.
No.
Kara Lee has a question here, and I actually have an answer for her.
Okay, let's put it up. Hang on.
Yeah. What would you recommend in books to start a crystal healing? I have 2 books that I keep on my coffee table. Let's see if I can angle this. Essential Guide to Crystals. And this is like a crystal Bible. And it will go by color coordination. So it also will tell, oh, I just lost a card out of there. That's strange. Oh, Queen of Wands.
I've got a crystal Bible. They're very good to have.
And then I have Healing Crystals. And it's just a book on just straight healing crystals. So, but
who are they actually by?
Simon and Sue Lilly for the Essential Guide to Crystals.
Mm-hmm.
That one I got off of a certified crystal therapist course, but I found that one on Amazon. And then the Healing Crystals is Michael Granger.
Yeah.
And these 2 I use more than anything.
Yeah.
I use those ones the most.
Something I want to ask you, what do you do with when you get new crystals? Do you soak them and then put them on the window ledge?
I give them a Reiki. I just use energy, give a
Okay.
cleaning, and then I
Yeah.
smudge them. And then depending on the intention, what I want, I program each. So I blow
Yeah.
on it.
Yeah.
I let it know my DNA. I let it know that it's going to be working for me. And even though, let's say, a rose quartz is for love, it's for healing, you
Yeah.
still got to tell it what you want it to do.
Yeah.
So,
Exactly.
and then I'll cleanse them just with the smudge and Reiki. And then, depending on what I need for which moon, because there's so many moon phases I could use to cleanse them with.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
usually after they've done some work, then I'll start throwing them outside and underneath the moonlight.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
some
Well,
of them that are really full, then I'll put them in rice for a while too.
that's a good way. Yeah. I like to do, if I'm feeling under the weather, I pick the ones that I feel are right for me, and I put them in a bowl of water, and I put my feet in, and it absorbs.
Oh,
Also, before you put your feet in, obviously, I take
yeah.
a little bit of the water out, and it's good if you drink it.
Oh,
Um,
cool.
yeah, and it's amazing how much it makes you feel like you've got that in you.
Yes.
It's a
I
bit
have
like,
a water bottle that the bottom half of it is just rose quartz.
oh,
And
lovely.
it's a different section from the rest of the bottle, but it just powers up the water all this. I'm always drinking love.
Yeah, that's lovely, isn't it? But have you heard of the boji balls?
The
The ones that move?
yes, yeah. I
I
have
had
those.
I did have
My
them.
daughter's claimed them recently.
Oh, actually,
She's
I
using them
did
for
have some.
fidgeting at first while she's doing her schoolwork, but then she says your hands are feeling good, her body's feeling good. I'm like,
Oh,
heck yeah,
good.
yeah.
Oh, I love them because they move around. But I had a pair which didn't like. One of them didn't like being with that one, and so it would roll off. It
Oh,
would try and get away from the other one. It was really
I
funny.
dropped one of mine recently and wrecked the chime inside of it.
Oh,
I was, yeah. It doesn't. It still chimes, but it doesn't sound the same. And I have had
oh,
them for over 20 years.
oh, that's
Dropped it
sickening,
on
isn't
the
it?
hardwood. Yeah. Oy, oy, oy. Oh,
Oh,
Mrs. T. Yes, I drink my moon water. Heck
oh
yeah.
yeah. Moon
My
water's
favorite
good.
moon water is the May moon.
Oh
It's the
yes, yeah,
water's
Beltane.
sweeter.
Yeah, Beltane. It's a lovely time of the year. I love
Well, the
Beltane.
flower moon, the water's sweeter when you drink it too.
Yeah, it's amazing at the different times of the year how it changes in taste.
Ah,
People don't realise. They just think, oh, it's just light going into it. No, no, no. There is definitely an essence and a smell and a taste. But
yeah.
I suppose some people don't actually feel that. I don't know.
I also put rose quartz and quartz crystals under my feet when I need extra grounding
Yeah,
and cleansing or protection, spell work or divination.
divination. Do you use moonstones?
Some witch stones?
No, moonstones.
Moonstones? Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
I have actually just made some candles, some moon candles, and I didn't. Moonstone's so expensive, and I even bought the moonstone chips to put in the
Okay.
candles, and
Oh,
holy,
I
it was
was lucky
expensive.
because somebody gave me a big moonstone,
Oh,
and I keep it in a certain place, which it's set up for. And when I feel really really lacking, I just hold it, and
it's
it's
so
amazing.
good. It does so
Amazing.
many things.
Yeah,
Another good crystal to use that has so many properties and so many things because so many people lay claim to it almost is the labradorite.
yeah. Oh
The,
yes, yes.
the labradorite is really, really good.
Miss D said, no kidding, I'm going to have to try that. Mine is the
Pisces
Pisces moon,
moon.
strongest for me.
Okay.
Yes, sometimes. I only have one. Sad, I know, laughing faces.
Oh, bless. Sometimes that's all you need. Sometimes people don't need loads of crystals or,
Yeah.
it's not, I remember people when I was studying and learning and going through things, they felt they had to have everything, otherwise they weren't doing it right. And
Yeah.
it's sad, really.
Lavender Hazelwood, which says, Labradee is my favourite
yes.
stone. Coralie says, I have one in a heart shape. And Mrs. D says, I love to work with fluorite
Yeah.
and aquamarine. I'm Pisces.
Yeah.
I have pionite.
There are so many beautiful crystals, and sometimes people get stuck with all the famous ones. They don't think about all the other
They
ones.
think about the rose quartz and the clear
Yeah.
quartz and the
Yeah.
the amethyst, but
Yeah.
the labradorite,
Robert
even
says,
the tail of
Bloodstone.
labradorite
Yeah.
is so
yeah,
cool.
Robert says, how do you feel about bloodstone?
I love bloodstone, actually.
Ian says,
It's strong
Very.
stone,
Ian,
but
And
it's
direct.
yes,
Bloodstone's very direct if you want
very
something.
much so. Yeah.
Yeah,
Ian
truth.
said, labradorite is good for shielding.
Yeah.
Cloudmate Trustia said, we only have what we have. We do the best we can and share the abundance with it all.
That's right.
Robert said, that's my favourite.
Oh, that's
And
nice.
Steve said, I have so many stone and crystals.
It's lovely. I remember going to a festival. It was for a goddess over here called Ellen of the Ways, and we were working with crystals this particular day, but they were huge crystals, and you could hold them in your hand and bet your body would move. It literally would make you move into peculiar shapes.
Wow.
I know, it was amazing
Cool to
experience.
see the shape that he was creating, or the
Yeah. And I couldn't get over the fact that I wasn't doing it. It was causing me to move, and there were people where it was pushing them right back in a very unusual position that you could never have done without a force holding you in that position.
Wow, that's some
But they were
serious
big
motivation.
crystals, and this woman had them, all of them, and it was like a workshop, and she was going around letting people touch them and practice with them, and that it was amazing.
That's crazy cool.
Yeah, I'd love to do that again.
Yeah. You said that's crazy.
It is
Wow.
crazy, and when you don't know these things and then suddenly you go on something, you find it's like, wow. Nature's done that. It's amazing.
I used to work in a place called Whistler in British Columbia, and
Yeah.
this town is up in the mountains and in the Alps, and even Hollywood lives there too. It's really cool. They have their vacation homes, but the vibe of the whole village is just amazing. The whole village is actually designed and built on a quartz line.
Right.
So everyone is happy. Everyone is cool there. It is such a magical, beautiful village. It is everybody. I've never seen so much happiness. It's just people the tourists that come there are cool. To the people that live there, work there. There's people from all over the world that come there and work just so they can live there.
Yeah.
And a lot of Australians for some reason. But there's a lot of Aussies there that come there and work. They just come work up on the slopes and do the exchange there. But the quartz line is amazing there.
Another one here. What's that?
I don't intend to have every crystal, just the ones I have interest and that call to me. I have more agates and amethysts along with my other crystals. Has anyone used a peacock stone?
I've used a peacock stone, yes.
I've seen them. I've not actually used them in any way, though.
You have to be careful how long you hold them for, because they can be poisonous to you.
Okay. Oh, that's interesting.
Miss D said sounds magical.
I mean, I had a piece of a meteorite, which was an amazing thing as well, which obviously it has properties of everything that's on this planet as well. So it was very strong, and it had like you could feel it was a bit like a magnet in some bits if you put it somewhere. Yeah.
The moldavite can clear out a lot of energy. It can clear out so much. A moldavite is designed to clear your path.
Yes.
I wore it for 2 years and enjoyed. I had a big chunk, and it was cut beautifully, and it was given to me as a gift from my passed away stepdad. And I wore it and loved it, but I ran into the same medium who told me about the past life I was talking about earlier. And she says, wow, you're pretty brave to wear that all the time. I'm like, why is that? She goes, it clears your path. It clears but she goes, no, I'm like, yeah, I know. She's like, but she goes, everything, so you can follow along a true spiritual path. And I'm like, well, everything has been like that. Yeah. And I'm like, then I've been out of work for a year.
Right.
So how much was it clearing for me to be clear on my path? So I stopped wearing it, and I instantly got a job.
Oh, how
so
strange.
Like, oh, shit. So I was like, oh dear. So then but now I got laid off for the year, and I haven't touched it. I haven't worn it again. I don't want too much cleared. I need to have some. Yeah, it feels good to wear it.
Yeah.
But I do believe something is coming for you. I really feel, and there's an envelope that I keep seeing, and it's like with the like you got your envelope, it's white, and there's like it's been semi-opened, only a little bit, but I feel that's coming for you.
Excellent.
Ian said, I love quotes. And then Mrs. D said, peacock signs are beautiful. Good to know, Cara. Wow.
Yeah.
And then Farron Feathers says, I have the peacock sign that sits on my altar now. Thanks, Cara. Farron Feathers said, they are beautiful, Mrs. D. Mrs. D says, wow, crazy how that works. And then Mrs. D said, too much is a good thing.
And you're not supposed to wear it at nighttime, and I wore it while I slept. I never took it off.
No. Oh dear.
Well, when your hands start getting older, you start fumbling with those little latches, and it's a pain in the ass to put it off and on every day. So I never took it off.
I know.
But it cleared too much.
Yeah.
So ever since about the middle or beginning of August, I stopped wearing it.
Right. Oh. So is there anybody here that's got any more questions, or you got anything you want to share about your Yule or what you do?
Mrs. D said, living in the edge there, Cara. Laughing.
Crazy.
Wearing it at nighttime, sleeping on the edge. That's a good song.
But it's lovely that your daughter is into everything as well. You've got that.
I didn't want to push her or anything, so it's when she turned 16, she's like, okay, I'm ready to learn and more. And I'm like, and then I started showing her, and she's like, well, I already know that. I already know this. I already know that. I'm like, yeah, because we do it all the time.
Right.
There's magic in your life every day. Everything we do is just she just sees it so much, and it's a part of her. So when I started explaining to her now what I'm doing, she's like, oh. And I'm like, you can bring magic into everything you do.
Exactly. Yeah. It's just a way of life, isn't it, at the end of the day?
Carmate Teresa said, do you have wood sorrel in your area? It's everywhere here.
What?
Wood sorrel in your area. It's everywhere
here. I don't know what that is, actually.
I don't know what that is either.
Wood sorrel. Oh, that's interesting. Don't know. I've not heard of that.
I don't know. I haven't heard of that one either. It looks like clover. I have a big clover. We have the small clover, and we have the it's like the pink clover, the big heads on them.
Okay. Oh, Aurora's got it.
Yeah, we have the little yellow ones too.
Little yellow flowers. Taste tangy.
And
they taste lemony. That sounds nice.
Ooh.
Put that with honey in a nice hot
honey and
that'd be good for menopause then. If you put it in tea, it actually helps out with sweats, moody, depression, bitchiness.
Oh, lovely. Cool. So yeah, I mean, over here we tend to have hot berries and whiskey. Also, I like
my cider. I like my cider and white wine.
We also have hot wine with berries in as well.
Ooh.
It's nice. It's very
like a
Christmassy.
red wine then?
Yeah, red wine.
Carly says he Mrs. D said, I have tea for that.
Yeah.
Yep, me too.
So does anybody have mugwort over in New Year and Yule? Yeah. I love it in a tea.
I actually just started using it in a tea. I make it with my smudge blends. So I use mugwort, sage, copal, and rose petals for
I
my
always use
lucid
rosemary.
dreaming. That's a good lucid dream smell or scent.
Yeah.
Clarissa said, 6 months sober yesterday. No hate there. Enjoyed responsibly.
6 months.
sober.
Oh,
Yes.
brilliant. Well done.
Congratulations. Yeah.
Well done.
Ian said, wood sorrel can have 4-leaf clovers.
Okay.
Miss D said, I have mugwort. Lavender said, I drink mugwort tea.
Yep.
Miss D said, I love
Love
rose tea.
in tea. Yeah, that's got a distinct flavour, hasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
But I do love my rosemary. I do like to put it over my potatoes and everything.
Oh, I love rosemary. That's probably I'm obsessed with rosemary this year. This has been my
It's lovely.
I don't know what it is. I've just been using it in everything. I even made a new winter brew.
I know. That's weird because I felt like that this year as well.
I've never been obsessed with a herb before, so maybe there's something we need to learn. Okay, I gotta research it a little bit more.
Yeah, because every time I'm cooking something, I think, I put a bit of rosemary in that.
Yeah,
I've never done that. I've never done that either. And I've just rosemary's
even
going
on
in with
like
everything.
sausages, like you're cooking sausages. Oh, I must have a bit of rosemary.
Potatoes is so good.
Weird.
Carly said lavender and chamomile
tea with honey.
It's nice and sage.
Yeah.
Miss D said, congratulations. My
son is coming
up
on his third year. Well done.
Sobriety. Many blessings. Ian says, rosemary is protective.
Yeah.
Fur and Feather said, not much of a tea drinker. Sometimes I have chamomile tea. Been using rosemary though because we have a huge bush.
Oh, that's nice. Oh, where do you live? Come and take it away.
Miss D said, I love rosemary. Never tried it in tea.
It is brilliant in tea.
Yeah, it is.
Fur and Feather said, I use rosemary in spell jars.
Okay, guys, so if you've got any questions left for her, we don't want to keep Cara too long.
Oh, I'm enjoying myself. This is great. Yeah, this is good for me. This is only 1 o'clock for me, so.
Oh, that's okay then. I don't want to hold you up.
Mo,
so what do you guys all think about the pagan carols? Do you like them or do you think it's a bit...
I love the pagan carols.
So do I.
It's great. We have a goddess choir here in our city, and they do a lot of the pagan songs, the ladies, and it's so brilliant, so awesome.
That's lovely.
Carlmates just said, so grateful for your presence.
Oh, you're welcome.
Mullen tea helped me quit cigarettes 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ron just said that's really good. Mullen tea is also good for people with asthma.
Yes. Yeah.
I wound up buying a package of it for the mullein for the first time this summer because we had so many wildfires. We had so many.
Really?
My daughter's got asthma, so she has problems breathing. So she was drinking the mullein tea a lot.
Yeah, Carlmates just said, mullein tea helped me quit cigarettes.
Oh, that's really good. Yeah, I gave up back in 1993 or 1994. Yeah,
cigarettes. 1998 for me.
Okay. Yes, I think if you want to do it, you'll do it. But it did take me a few attempts beforehand, and then
it was weird for me.
Was it?
Yeah, I was just I never smoked inside or in the car, and I went outside. I remember it was 11:30 in the morning, and I went outside and I lit up my cigarette, and I felt like I drank water from a wet ashtray. Oh. It was the most foul tasting thing I've ever tasted, and I stopped instantly that day. I don't know what happened.
How strange! That's brilliant, though, because it helped you.
And I never had any cravings either. I was able to stop. Yeah.
And when I see how much they cost now, I'm thinking, wow, glad I don't have to pay out for that.
Right?
So
Yeah.
expensive over here.
Ian said melon was growing in one of my parks.
Oh, yeah.
Misty said yummy. Oh, Comet said, yay, TOVA and Cara are 9 months off cigarettes now.
Well done. Well done. That's really good. Because at the end of the day, nobody wants to be stuck with something that's dictating to them. I felt that's what was happening with me, that I had to, it was like, it said, what, you want me, you're having me now. And I'd say, oh, I've got to go. And it was like it was dictating in my life.
There's
and
no kisses, anything. Yeah, any boyfriend that dated me, I don't want to date a smoker, but there's a few of them say, oh, I'm just quitting, or I quit, and they start up after we've been dating a while.
Yeah.
But I trained them. They had to go brush their teeth. They had to go put on spritz with some cologne and come back. I'm like, you can't kiss me yet, because I was like,
Fern Feathers says, anyone have a way to quit caffeine? I've tried off and on so many times.
Really?
It was a set of chains.
Oh.
Coralie said, I still smoke.
Yeah. It's just everything's so expensive now, isn't it? And now a lot of people going on to those, what they called?
The vape pens.
Yes, yeah. I mean, they're quite expensive and all.
I say so, because especially how they have flavour coming out. And
just stuck to your lungs. All the oil on your lungs. Think about that.
Yeah. I feel bad for people.
Horrible.
Yeah.
I feel sad for those that can't give it up and want to. But there are ways you can use your magical energies to aid you. Your helpers and guides will help you. You just got to really want to do it, I think.
I call myself.
You got to call along the healing angels to help.
Yeah.
I call myself lucky in that sense.
You're not old enough to be doing that yet.
Yeah, no. I mean, like, I won't ever be able to be properly. So, like, there's
no.
So I wouldn't. I'm lucky because I wouldn't actually.
No, that's right. Because of all the treatment that Summer's had over the years. For those of you who don't know, do you want to say?
Nah.
Do you want me to say?
I don't really care.
Okay. Summer was born with liver damage, and so by the age of 2.5, she had to have a transplant of her liver. And so the drugs that she has to take every day, anti-rejection drugs and things like that, steroids and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
If if she was to smoke or drink, it could finish her new liver off. So yeah. So she can't eat certain things because of the drug that she's on, and she can't have any alcohol ever, or like smoking. But she's saying that she feels lucky because it stopped her from doing it. So
it just keeps you clean.
Yeah.
Mrs. D said, "Oh, blessings, Summer." Thanks.
Yeah, she's been through it, this little one, right from day one. But she's pulled through, and she's meant to be here.
Strong.
So definitely. But as I say, even before she was born, they said that they told my daughter that I think it was a 28-week scan. They said, "Oh, your baby hasn't got a brain."
Oh, good.
So she rang me in absolute floods of tears going, "My baby's got no brain. She's not going to survive." And I said, "Hang on a minute. Hold on a minute. I don't believe this." Okay. We've had people with scans where they've said there's no legs and there's no arms and they've been born with everything. I said, so don't even think that. Because they were saying, "Do you want a termination?" And I said, "No, you don't. You don't." So she said, "No, I don't." I said, "Right. Have a bit of faith in what I'm telling you. I'm being told that there's nothing to do with the baby's brain." So she carried on, and then she was born 8 weeks early. So when she was born, it turned out because of her liver, her belly was a lot larger than it should have been, and it made her head look very small. So
for heaven's sakes.
Yeah, exactly.
Ian said, Ian's an OG. He said, "I remember the pictures you had of Summer when she was really little on your YouTube channel."
Yeah. We used to have them on there, didn't we?
Yeah.
And I got so many nasty comments on them. Believe it or not, guys, there are some wicked people out there that even calling themselves believers of Christ were getting on my channel and telling me awful things that, I brought it on her, that she should have been born dead, that she shouldn't be near a person like me because
Oh
of what
my
I am.
gosh.
Yeah, awful
So
one.
evil.
And I also had a
To
video on
have to
about
lower yourself.
yeah, I had one on about my daughter as well that had died as a baby, and they were saying, well, God took her because didn't want her tainted by your evil.
And they're the evil ones. Oh my
So yeah,
gosh.
so I took all those videos down. I didn't, I just thought I'm just not gonna. If I want to put them up, I'll put them on something else. But it was basically to give knowledge to other people that were going through the same condition with their babies. But there you go, people spoil it.
Oh.
So yeah, at the end of the day, they're on. I was, it comes in bouts. I don't know if you found this, Cara. You get these nasty comments. They seem to come in like groups. You get a lot in one go, and then you don't get nothing for a long time, and then
I've been pretty good. I haven't really got any nasty comments. I think on I painted some Viking shields, some Norse shields.
yeah.
And then there was a couple comments on there that Norse isn't pagan, and they had a big long list. I'm like, okay. So that one I didn't engage. I'm like, I felt like saying, please know your history or Google or something before you message me.
Well, the other week I had one about that I wasn't a true Norse practitioner. I
Right?
wasn't a true. Really?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. If that's how you feel, why are you watching me then?
Right, exactly. Yeah. No, I've been pretty good. I've got some religious hate comments, and then you feel like hopping on another account and just give them what for back on theirs, and then you're being a Karen and you're going to their level, so you're not. So
Exactly.
Let it go.
But yeah, at the end of the day, it's their problem, isn't it? So
Yeah.
But
And if they don't need to watch, they can just go to the next video.
Exactly. I don't get why these people go on these channels. I think they just go on there to troll them anyway.
They must, because if they like to keep messaging.
Yeah.
They're obviously obsessed.
Yeah. I had one that, because I always wear eyeliner, and I had someone got on there and they went, oh, look at you, panda eyes. Why you wear your makeup like that? It's not going to change the rest of you, is it?
Just say
they can get stuffed.
Say if you're calling me a panda, you're basically calling me cute.
That's because you're an old rocker. That's why.
Yeah.
I've seen what do you call it? What he had the
Ozzy Osbourne.
Ozzy Osbourne. I've seen. And
what's his name? Oh gosh, Alice Cooper.
Alice Cooper. That's old school. That's all I love it.
Yeah. I am into metal, but I'm also into Viking music. What sort of music are you into?
Everything as well. Depends on what I'm doing. I love me a good chant, from Mongolian chants to anything from Norse music to heavy metal. I love funk, and I'm an old school punk. I'm actually punk.
Oh yeah,
so punk and heavy metal was my game going through junior high school, and it just stayed with me. I love the Red Hot Chili Peppers are probably my favorite. I
like them. Yeah.
Oh, they're my ultimate favorite band. And then when I'm painting or crafting over here, I have some more like blends in music, lo-fi. My daughter likes to listen to lo-fi music and old band music.
Okay.
So when she's listening to her lo-fi for her studying, I got to be induced into that.
I like some classical as well. I do like a bit of classical. We used to use it in the circle when we was in Coven. We used to have a lot of music when we were casting circle and calling the quarters.
So good.
And it was amazing, absolutely amazing. So we used to use like, themes. So like King Arthur's theme, or like the films that have been made, and like Titanic, and had really dramatic music. Or there was what's it called, Gladiator. We used to use that one a lot, and it's amazing how it fits in with as you're doing the circle and you're coming round, and the music just fits in with it. And
There's a lot
Absolutely.
of great soundtracks to movies that I've actually just painted to and rock. So doing that in Ritual would be perfect.
Oh, it's amazing.
So
I
dramatic
love
and
to do it.
awesome.
Yeah, I do
That's a
like
great
music
idea.
with ritual. Yeah.
Well, I was
And
listening. Ivy the Occultist just put out. She had her and Olivia came together at her house, and then they were talking about music and stuff too, like we are. And Ivy just put out a music list on Spotify, one of her favorite stuff. One's like a ritual, one's just
yeah,
to meditate to and stuff. And I'm like, oh, I painted to that. I painted my grimoire all night into about 3 o'clock in the morning, just listening to this
yeah.
ritual music, but I painted to it, just did art magic all night.
Wow.
It was
Yeah.
awesome. And it came true in 3 days, my art spell.
Oh, that's brilliant. You know,
So
about a year ago, I heard of this man. He got a channel and he had some music. He was Nordic, but he was like, it was like from the soul. It was like he was calling out, and it was to Odin. And I got in touch and I said, can I use that in one of my videos? He said, yeah. So I did. Oh my God, it was, it's on the channel somewhere, but this music where you could sort of go with it, with the dance and the staff. Oh my God, it was amazing.
just
And this
moved
guy,
you.
you know, totally not known by anyone. And I'm thinking, this is amazing. He's saying words in that language and it's like coming from the soul. And oh my God, with the beat and everything. It's wow.
Very cool.
Yeah, really cool. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I guess it depends what we're doing. Hey, you and I are the same. All depends on what we're up to, what our moods are.
yeah. And I just think
Hi,
as we get
Brandy.
older as well, though, I think everything sort of, you just get into this flow and it just comes naturally. Hi, Brandy. Lovely to see you here.
Hey, girlfriend. That's my soul sister.
Is it? Oh, you're very welcome. Oh, we've had some lovely people on here tonight. Absolutely lovely. So nice of you to all join
Conversation.
us.
It's a lot of progress.
Yeah, it is. And I just love this site that we're on. You can do so
I
much.
can't get over it. When I had my Absolute Tarot channel, I always wanted to bring in guests and do readings together,
Yeah.
but there wasn't StreamYard yet.
No, and there's the other one, isn't there? OBS, but it looks a bit more complicated. So
Yeah, I haven't looked into it. StreamYard seems to be a lot more user friendly.
definitely. So yeah. And yeah, I don't know if you guys like it, but I am going to be calling my lives now Heart to Heart with TOVA.
Yeah. Brandy, hey my love, I love all three of y'all. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
It's lovely. So what time of the day is it where you are, Cara?
I'm about 1:15 right now.
Really? Wow.
It's like 8:13.
It's only 8:30 though. It's still good time. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, so what time does it get dark where you are?
Around 4:30.
Well, it's the same. Yeah.
Yeah, we're up around the same area as you. And the same. I'm around in Alberta, but central Alberta, central northern Alberta.
Right. Yeah, I think it's been getting dark about 3:30, 4:45, isn't it?
Yeah, it start going down around that time for us too.
Yeah.
Even with the daylight savings time.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know why they still do that, to be honest.
Perfect heart to heart TOVA. I think so as well. Heart to heart TOVA.
I liked it. I thought, because I couldn't think of anything, and to be honest, I went on to that chat thing. What's it called?
Chat.
Oh, the AI chat thing.
Yeah, and I just put in, give me some ideas, and it did, and I got a huge long list, and I just
That's
thought,
awesome.
that's
I've
the
been
one
using
I
it for
like.
my polls.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? So yeah, you can use it when you get stumped on something. It's a good way of giving you ideas and things. So yeah, working on the tarot card reading.
Nice. I like doing tarot card readings when I'm doing.
Shadow Sun's here.
Yeah.
Oh, welcome, Shadow Sun.
Oh, Shadow Sun. Hello, hello.
Hi, lovely that you've made it. Wow. So do you so in your party that you get together, do you have music and everything? Is it like
No, we don't have any music playing.
No.
we just have it's just a lot of good conversation. There's so much people. We all the tables are decorated. My aunt decorates she's got lots of decorations for each season.
Yeah.
And then we get together with my mom, my daughter, and I, the three of us. My mom's husband's passed away a couple of years ago, so it's just three of us,
Okay.
and we get together on our Christmas day.
Oh, that's nice.
And then it's just usually my daughter and I, and then if any friends want to come over for the 21st.
Yeah. That's cool. Do you do a ritual on the 21st?
I usually do my shadow work. I like doing, I read my tarot. I go through things I have to do because I like to prepare for my, I like doing a vision board once a year.
Right.
So I like to reflect on everything first and go through. I'll douse, I'll do some divination. I like my bones. I like reading my bones and my tarot cards.
Right. Yeah.
And then
What sort
I'll
of
start
bones
crafting.
What sort of bones do you use?
I have turkey bones.
Okay. Yeah.
I have some turkey bones and some other ones because I couldn't get any mammal bones. So if I was going to order them offline, and then all my friends that are hunters, I couldn't get to them in time to get some bones. So
yeah, that's handy.
I use giant turkey bones.
Oh wow! So you could conk them together. You could use the energy that way as well.
Yeah, I have them all painted, so I have different lines on them, and I have wood, I have a coin, I have metal, and then I have bone in my end, I have a key, I have some couple other charms with it, but and then I paint them all different lines on them, and each one means something different.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's nice.
I'm gonna go to the toilet.
Oh, okay. Tell the world. Bless her. Yeah, so I think I do like to do probably when it's just sort of a couple days past Boxing Day, I like to sit down and go through a list of the people in my family and what's going on, and get a forecast of some sort, so I know what's going on. I don't necessarily tell them, but yeah, I like to do that. And also I like to sit with Freya quite in the quiet with her, and just sort of get together and have a catch up, because it gets wild and she doesn't always come into what I'm doing these days.
Yeah.
So I don't know why. It's strange. I get like certain times of the year she's more around than other times. So I more work with helpers, guides, and the other things rather than just with her. But it's all sort of still around that sort of pantheon, and the ancestors and that are all sort of in that area of the world. So it's still around that. So I don't know why she's doing that, but maybe there's a reason for it.
I only see her when I do my journeys. In the beginning of my journey, when I come down to the water's edge before I hop in my boat, that's kind of my vision before I go into the lower world. I always meet her and I get a hug from her. We say hi, we greet. She's always the one that greets me. Except when I go up to my teacher, I don't see her.
Yeah.
I should do that. I should go see my teacher in the upper world for my shadow work this year, this December. Yes. I haven't seen her in a while, so that'd probably be good for me to get some advice or lessons. Or she's kind of blunt. She's kind of rude.
Yes, she can be.
Yeah, she's tells you what you need to hear.
She'll give you a good nudge up the car,
got my peppermint tea waiting for me every time, and then tells me what for sometimes. That's okay. Right. I can help it.
I think sometimes we need it though. So
I don't mind. Yeah.
Yeah. But I thought sometimes also I don't think she realizes just what we have to do down here. Where have you been? What are you doing? Well, I've been busy, Yeah.
I don't see her as much as I go see my power animal.
That's nice. Yeah, that's nice.
And Miss D said, how do I call Freya if I want to work with her?
Oh, it's just like a friend. You start to read up on her and get an idea of who she is, and then find out the things she likes, and then make a little offering table for her, and tell her, say, I would really like to get to know you, and will you work with me, or will you just be a friend for me? Can we just share time together? And that's all it is, really. It's just getting to know her, find out everything you can about her, and then do little offerings and sit in the quiet with her. Even if she doesn't turn up, she's there. She knows what you're doing, and she's waiting for you to show that you want to be there. So it's like if you had a friend and you didn't talk to that friend, then that person's going to think, well, she never speaks to me, so I'm not going to be there. So it's just basically giving your time to her and showing that you really do want that, and she will be there. She will make herself known at the right time. She will come through. You'll get dreams, or things will happen around you. You'll find feathers, or you'll get an abundance of cats following you, or certain things, and you'll just know it's Freya.
That's very cool.
But,
like her other deities, she says. Yes.
Yeah. And I think it's like that with most of the deities. You have to show that you are willing to come to them and give yourself before they're going to say, okay, But Odin's the dodgy one.
Odin, you got to earn that one.
Oh, yeah. Or he'll just turn up.
He just kind of walks by sometimes, glances, and keeps going.
Yeah.
I haven't met him yet personally in my journeys. My friend of mine swears she's met him a ton of times. I'm like,
you have such a beautiful soul.
Oh, look at that.
So glad you were showing the young to grow.
Yeah. It is. It's it's hard for the kids of today with what's going on, to be who they want to be, in the spiritual way, I mean.
Yeah.
Because there's not so much. It's hard because spirituality is deemed in a certain way, and if you're different, it's going to be harder for you. But you've got your views, you've got your and you just have to go with the flow, really.
I'm gonna get my
Gonna get your
I have a special thing every beginning of the video of this thing. I put on my posh accent and then I go.
Can you remember it?
Yeah, it just takes a while to get. You are watching. What was it?
And there you go, you've forgotten already.
No. Oh, I remember. You are watching Hearts to Hearts with your host, TOVA Norse Witch.
Well done. Bless you.
Wow, even.
Okay, guys. Well, I think we've been at it quite a while, haven't we?
Almost 2 hours.
Almost 2 hours.
It went by fast.
It went quick. Thank you to all of you that have turned up today, and a special thank you to Cara for being my very first guest.
Thank you so much for having me. It's an absolute pleasure.
I've really enjoyed chatting with you, and hopefully, guys, I'm going to be doing this quite regular. And I will have more than one on as well. Once I get to know what I'm doing here with the technology, because I've now got a new computer and it's a much better one. And hopefully we'll be able to do a lot more now.
Hey.
And of course, this little one, she helps me.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Summer.
That's okay.
So we'll leave it here then, and I can get you your medication.
All right.
She has to have the medication. So, yeah. So have a great, if I don't see you before, oh no, we will, won't we?
Discord.
What's it on? We've got the next one coming up.
Discord.
Oh yeah, for this, the full circle. We got another one coming up in a couple of Sundays. I'll see you. Over at Starlight the Wild Witch will be over there on her channel.
So do go and watch her as well, give her some love, but also my guys, please go and give Cara some love and have a look at what she does. She's a brilliant artist. She is amazing. And I tell you, I watch her stuff and I'm thinking, wow, how did you get that to turn out like that? Because when I do it, it don't.
At least you're trying though, because it's so much
Yeah.
fun. No matter what you're creating, it feels good what comes
It
out.
does. And that's the thing. It's the joy of doing it rather than the end product.
A little serotonin.
I'd say you're really good at art.
Well, I mean, I'm an artist in my own way, but it's doing it another person's way. It's brilliant because it opens you up. And oh yeah, I never thought of doing that, or I never thought of doing that. So yeah.
And you bring in your own experiences and addition to it.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
So okay, there, guys, we're going to leave it then, and thank you so much, and I will see you in the next one. But for you, Cara, I wish you a happy Yule.
And I wish you and your family a happy Yule.
Yeah, and thank you so much, and have a good evening.
Thanks
you're
for
still
having me.
daytime, aren't you?
Yeah,
So,
I'm gonna go enjoy the day now.
some of you have a good evening, and some of you have a good afternoon.
All right.
Take
Thanks
care.
everyone for being here with us too.
House of Alang.
Yeah, take care for now, and I'll see you again very soon.
Bye.
Bye. See you guys. House of Alang, and have a good one. See you soon.
Bye.